Alright guys, welcome back to Ole Idiot Fishing. Yesterday we kind of started this out with the first video that was a launch to kick the channel off and get us going. I talked about in that video how we don't always have to be so obsessed with who's got the nicest electronics, who's got the nicest boat, who's got this, that, or the other thing. You just find what's going to work for you. So I figured today we'll do a little bit of a walkthrough, talk about this boat. So this is the 1993 Smokercraft Stiletto that I talked about the other day. Stick around. We're going to go ahead and take a walk through it, and we'll go over some of the stuff that it's got and see how it works out. All right, welcome back. Let's start going through this boat and talk a little bit about it. I was in the market, decided it was time to start getting back out on the water now out here in New York. So I started looking around and ended up finding a really good deal on what seemed like a pretty solid boat. Made the drive down with my daughter. We took a look at it for a bit, checked the motor out. Everything seemed good. Pulled the trigger on it. I have not made a whole lot of upgrades to this since purchasing it last year, but we'll just kind of start with what it does have and what I've added to it. Let me get you guys turned around here. If I can figure this out, I might have to stop you and bring you back. All right, so it is a 16-foot V-hull fishing boat. Nothing super fancy. It's got good bones to it. It does everything I needed to do. It's got a Mercury Force 70 on it. I know a lot of people crap on that motor, but I can tell you it works great. They are a little tougher to find parts for these days, but if you're handy on the internet and do some scrounging around, you can find what you need for it. Little insider tip, they don't really make that Tillotson carb rebuild kit anymore, but if you get the 90 horsepower version, it is the exact same rebuild kit. I'll throw a link in the description, I think, down there in case that piques your interest, but that is a handy little tip. So there are parts out there if you're just willing to look around for it. Did not come with the hydrofoil on it. I did end up adding that because this boat had a pretty bad porpoising problem going on with it, and that seems to have helped it out quite a bit. But yeah, I did add some upgraded electronics in it. Nothing super fancy. That's just the Humminbird Helix 7. It's not the G4N version, so it's not the networkable one, but it does have the base Lake Master maps in it. It's got GPS points that I can set in it. It's got side imaging and down scan, so that part has been pretty nice. But it needed an upgrade in that department. The old Humminbird that was on there was probably from 1993. It didn't work very well. It had a burnt out screen on one portion of it, so I did pull the trigger on that, make that as a little bit of an upgrade to it. One of the things I thought was really cool with this boat is it did come with the original seats in it, which are pretty much the same color as these two replacement ones I put in there. Unfortunately, those seats had seen better days, and the board in the back of them was starting to break down. So I did put two new seats in there, but other than that, not a whole lot of upgrades to the inside. I did change out the old rod holders that were in there. I put some Scotties in with a couple of extensions just to help get it up into an easier spot for me to see from a driving perspective. Here in New York, as an angler, you can run 3 rods, so being able to see helps a lot, and that just seems to work out good for me. But this is the Terrova unit that I was talking about that I found. Ironically, the guy that was selling this was not too awful far away from where I had bought this boat originally. The marketplace listing said, hey, I got a Minn Kota unit with spot lock and the remote, and it turns on, but I can't get it to talk, so it's sold as is. If you could figure it out, give it a chance. And so I did. I ran down. I think I paid $120 for it. took a chance on it, brought it home, did some digging around, some testing, figured out that it had a bad control board up in the head unit. That was what is the piece that talks to the remote system, and then it had a bad GPS antenna down here in this end. So went on trollingmotorparts.com, paid, I don't know, I think $200 or something like that in replacement parts for it, for this control board. And then I think I got a new control head off of eBay for, I don't know, $100. Put all the pieces together, hooked everything back up, retrained the remote to it, and now I have a great working 12-volt Terrova with spot lock. And one thing I will say is having that spot lock capability, that is definitely a game changer. Especially if you're fishing, you know, big deep water and you don't want to throw out a 30-foot anchor line to hopefully grab something on the bottom and stay on top of those fish. That does make a difference. So I will give it to that. If you don't have that option though, there's nothing wrong with drift fishing. You're just gonna have to start up the motor and run back and forth quite a bit. But yeah, this is the vessel that has provided my daughter and I a ton of memories so far over the last couple years that we've been out running around with it. So the last summer and this summer. So, you know, don't be afraid to take a chance on something. You don't have to get the newest thing out there. There's nothing wrong with, as Luke McFadden says, you know, that brand used equipment. Just get out there, find something that works, something that you can get out and make some memories in. It makes a heck of a difference. You know, trying to find ways to do this from a budget aspect can help you. Instead of blowing the bank on your initial equipment, I can help you keep some more money in the pot to be able to put in the gas tank, put into those snacks, fill that cooler up to go out and have a fun day. I know it's amazing every time I get to go out on the boat with my kid, or if it's just me and the dog out there. You know, there's never a bad day out on the water. I have heard a lot of people say that fishing is a really expensive way to go out and be relaxed while getting pissed off. And to be fair, they're right. But it's still better than a day of working most of the time. So if you've got a way that you can do it on a budget and get yourself into something like this where it gets you back out fishing, making memories, or starting fishing, awesome. You know, like I talked about on the last video there, don't be afraid to get those kids out there on the water. There's just going to be endless opportunities to have a ton of fun, make memories. So moms, dads, aunts, uncles, brothers, sisters, you know, get those younger kids out there and start sharing that knowledge with them. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Continue watching the videos. Please give me a like, a subscribe, a follow, you know, hit that bell notification so that as these videos do come up, you guys are made aware of them. And I love y'all. God bless. Be kind, be honest. Take care of each other out there.